Hello, I am back once again. I've had a few days off from filming and uploading because I've actually been in Germany over at Phantasialand for my birthday. It was my birthday last Thursday. I'm recording this on Monday the 30th of January. But yeah, we had a little getaway, me and a few friends over in Germany at Phantasialand for my birthday, as I say. There will be some content coming online from Phantasialand, but I didn't really film a lot. So I wanted it to just be more like a celebration of my birthday, just sort of enjoy it, relax, and not worry about filming or doing any sort of YouTube videos. I did a sort of my usual plane video where we take off and land, and I'll do like a montage of off-ride shots as well that I got from the park. But yeah, back from Germany, as I say, at the Pleasure Beach once again to see what has changed in what feels like about a week of an update, like a week's time update. So yeah, should we go crack on and see what we've got today? Sounds like a plan. Righty-ho then, let's get started. The first protocol, as always in these videos, will be the big one once again. As I've said in the past few updates, obviously we have the Dip 4 being retracked. The Pleasure Beach on, I think it was TikTok or Instagram, it might have been both to be fair, put up a few pictures of the track either at Tazika completed or it's actually on site in a back of house warehouse. But yeah, they did put a picture up. If I find the picture, I'll put it on your screen now of some of the completed track ready to be put onto the ride. 0.5. Obviously, we've been focusing more on this tower, haven't we? I showed you in the last one that they started slicing up one of the braces that go from the centre spine to the running rails. We'd actually put like a tarpaulin over it now. So I would imagine that the bracket, as I call it, the brace, has been took off. And it's like a little gap of track up there now, trying to protect it. But yeah, it's a bit interesting how they're doing that section, as they always say. And Dip 4, I mean, we can't actually see the gap because I would imagine it's covered up by that tarpaulin. But if you want to see it sliced up, just look in the last update I did, and I zoomed in to show you a little bit of a cut track and a slice up there. But yeah, it's a bit interesting, as I say there. They're doing this bit, and also the Dip by Infusion. But yeah, as for the big one though, as I say, the track is completed. It's either here or at Tazika, and they're also working hard on this little section here as well. We'll next talk about Big Dipper now, which has had more deconstruction, let's say, from the top of the lift. So yeah, let's go look at Big Dipper. Right, Big Dipper, you can see it in the centre of your screen now. In the last update, obviously I talked about the centre blue onion, the flame, that normally sits on top of the lift hill. I talked about how they took it off and popped it just there. But now they've actually took the rest of the structure off. There used to be a white structure that the flame used to sit on. That's been took down. So it looks very open and very bare up there now. So they're obviously doing a lot of restoration works up there, ready for its 100th year, obviously in 2023. Obviously from this angle you can't actually see what they're doing up there. I would imagine they're just fixing the wood, putting new bolts and brackets down for the new structure to go up. But yeah, that's just me speculating and guessing. Obviously it is good though, as I said in the last update, to see Big Dipper getting the work it deserves for its 100th year this year. Yeah, not much more I can talk about on Big Dip apart from the blue flame you can see just there above the Blackpool on the old monorail track. And obviously now the top of the lift hill is very open and very bare. I'll keep checking back on Big Dipper to see when they start sort of building up the brand new foundation for the structure, and obviously hopefully they'll crane that structure back on once it's painted back up again and pop it back on top of the lift already for March the 18th. I mean, I am expecting the ride, as well as Big Dipper to be, as well as Big One, sorry, Big Dipper and Big One to be open on March 18th. Obviously that's just me speculating once again. I mean, I wouldn't see why they're not. As I say, the Big One track is ready, or some parts of it is ready, it just needs to be shipped down here if it isn't already. And obviously Big Dipper, they are cracking on with the work anyway as well. But yeah, Big One and Big Dipper complete. Let's head through the tunnel as we always do, see what we can see and head on to Bond Street. Right, I'm just heading through the tunnel that goes underneath Pleasure Beach. You've just seen some shots on your screen of both Infusion getting some scaffolding erected at the bottom of the first drop. I would imagine there's going to be doing the usual inspections on the bottom of the first drop, of checking the bolts, checking the supports and track as well, because it's quite obviously a high intense part of the track. I've also seen a bit of work happening in Big Dipper station. There's a sign there saying high pressure washing, so they're obviously pressure washing the track and obviously trying to get grease off and oil off, stuff like that, and probably get it all ready again for the start of this year. And there was also some scaffolding as the train enters that tunnel after leaving the station. But yeah, it's good to see you again. Infusion and Big Dipper getting some work. I've now just walked down the tunnel and come across another sign. Obviously we've got another sign here that says, let me zoom in on it, working overhead. So obviously someone on these cherry pickers working overhead. Is it for the monorail that's still up there? Is it for Avalanche, or is it for Evolution? I can't see any work happening apart from this little barrier, a sign and a cherry picker. There's definitely a lot of work happening now as we're getting closer and closer to March. It's very good to see here at the Pleasure Beach. Just come out of the tunnel heading towards where they were building this new wall on Bond Street, and I've come across the Diego's balloon ride in Nickelodeon Land. It's actually at the top of the tower, obviously not operating, not moving, it's just sat up there. As I would imagine they're doing some work on the station area at the bottom where you board the balloons at the bottom, probably putting some new stones down and tidying the bottom up. It's worth pointing out as well, Nickelodeon Streak, there is two men just there. They were hammering some bolts, I think placing new wood down as well, because obviously that turned us said in the last update has no track up there, so they're just replacing the track up there, getting it ready for March this year. I don't think they're doing any other bits of track work on Streak apart from that first turn, but I'll also put a shot in after this of that train in the station. It's not put together yet and it hasn't got its side panels on yet, it literally is just the shell of a train. And I think I managed to capture, but the window was quite dirty, of all the seats that go in the train. It's a big pile of seats shoved on the loading platform as well. So yeah, you've got one train in the station for Streak and all these seats that you will sit on for Nickelodeon Streak. But yeah, there is some people up there, as I say, on Nick Streak doing the job it deserves and needs. And also we'll come back to it, but in the very far distance down there, it's a bit blurry, you can just see two black figures. That's some people working on Grand National as well. But yeah, as I say, we'll walk about that, go and talk about that in just a second. But yeah, let's go have a look at the wall. I have good news to report on from today. The wall is complete. They've not messed around with this keystone, have they? They've ploughed on, they've got it done. And yeah, the wall is complete. Obviously, there was just this section here where then people sat on the ground just there. So I don't really want to be filming them a lot. They did completely knock it down and completely rebuild it, which is good to see. All needs to do, put the gates back on this access road. And then it's job done. But yeah, well done Keystone for knocking it down and rebuilding it very quick and very promptly. Yeah, new infrastructure here at the park is now complete. So yeah, there are no more wall updates now, because as I say, it is complete, as I say. So look at this, brand new wall. Right, yeah, we talked about it briefly when talking about Nick Street getting the work, but as you can see, there are some people on the bend here for Grand National. And obviously, in the last update, I talked about this red rubbish chute here, in case they were probably retracking some parts or changing the bolts or anything up here. But as you can see, I can see 4 people up here on this entire bend of Grand National. So yeah, is it track work? Is it bolt replacements? I'm not too sure, because I can't see a lot of work happening, but they are just checking Oh no, sorry, there's actually 5 people now up there. I thought it was 4, but there is a 5th person up there as well. I don't know if there's track walking it or they are actually replacing bits. It's not for me to guess and speculate. But yeah, it's good to see National as well as Dipper and Streak getting the love and attention that they deserve. Someone has just started banging over there, so I would imagine they are actually replacing some parts of track. But yeah, National getting more TLC it deserves. Obviously last winter season it had a lot of track replacement and a lot of the dips and a lot of the drops. Like going into this drop here, it had lots of new track. Over the Valentine's drop there, it had a lot of new track. There was lots of new track placed on this over the winter last year. It looks like it's still continuing now on this bend here. I think it's Beecher's Brook, but I could be wrong, on Grand National. I've never really talked about this in any updates because obviously you can't come onto these car parks in the winter season, but the old bits of track from Dip 4 that they are currently on replacement with are just sat in the back of the car park over there. They've been sat there ever since they took it off in about December time last year. Just been sat over there in the car park. But yeah, never really talked about it because there's never really anything to discuss over there apart from the track from the big one on Dip 4. It's just sat there. I would imagine they're going to start chopping some bits up and sell it in the shop for this year, or they might sell whole bits of track to some people this year, who knows. Right, yeah, it's come towards the end of this update today from Monday the 30th of January 2023. We've seen a lot of work happening once again on all the wooden coasters. Infusion was getting some scaffolding put up at the bottom of the first drop. The wall is complete, and obviously I showed you the old big one track in the car park. And just in front of us here, they're still continuing to work on the entrance of the ticket centre, or casino building, however you want to call it. But yeah, not a lot of changes anywhere else in the park. But it is good to see, as I say, the wooden coasters getting the love and attention that all 3 of them deserve. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed this video. As I say, the first one back since being in Germany. There will be some Phantasialand content coming on, but there won't be a lot. As I said at the start of this video, it was more just me relaxing and enjoying some time off away from YouTube and editing stuff. But yeah, thank you for watching this video. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hit the thumbs up button, give it the subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you all in the next Pleasure Beach update. So yeah, thank you and goodbye.